game on Sunday, man. I know you're nervous for the Rams, but you got to be a little enthusiastic after being there.
Bro, that game atmosphere was ridiculous. The energy, the electricity. That place was rocking. Anyone was there, and a lot of the Super Buck fans were there too. Beat Bucs.
Tampa Tones. We are joined by lead goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron show of WDAE, Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little cleared. But we're joined by Pat
It looks
Donovan.
like Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.
It does look like we got a little...
No, my camera's broke.
Howdy ho, howdy hey, how the hell are you guys? Apologies for the delay. Traffic is a bitch, if you guys know. Chicago traffic is a thing like no other, but the great J-Lo and Tampa Tones here, back on a hump day. Great day to be alive on this beautiful Wednesday here on the Buccaneers, talking a ton of football for you guys today, especially a lot about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Winfield talk. Graham Barton on the move, making appearances around the Bay. Some veterans not at voluntary minicamp, and we're going to talk about why that's not a big deal at all, and a hell of a lot more in the 813 for some Buccaneers football here on the Buccaneers Tampa Tones alongside the great J-Lo, the man, the myth, the legend himself. J-Lo, how you doing, brother? Welcome back. Always a pleasure with you here on the Buccaneers.
Thank you, sir. Happy to be on. It's a wonderful day, well, actually a hot day in Tampa Bay. We're actually back to reality now in the heat, sweating our tails off over here. But for the most part, we're here.
Did you guys have a little cold spell or what?
I wish. No, we didn't.
So you're just full-fledged on to summer mode, and that's what baseball, beers, brats, and minicamp is for. And we got a mixture of baseball and minicamp here to talk about the Bucs. But first and foremost, I want to start with Winfield. His presser was the other day, a couple days back on Monday, and I thought it was an interesting one. A lot of things said there, a lot of football talk, and a lot of great talk. And what intrigued me was Antoine Winfield saying the best is yet to come after that year last year. I don't know how that's possible, but J-Lo, first of all, great teammate. Second of all, great athlete. Third of all, great human being. I love this contract. I love it for the Bucs. And after Monday's big press conference, I'm even more fired up than I initially was that Winfield might be a Buc for 4+ years to come.
No, well deserved. He's a very humble guy. You gotta love his passion and what he stands by when it comes to his commitment to the game, earn the bag. He wants to win championships. The one thing that caught my eye was when he said that he was in contact with Tristan Wirfs, saying that your Nets to get the Nets bid deal. So that to me is something huge, because we don't know what the hell these guys are talking about outside the media. Because the media is going to try to shit up, try to create, content and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, he's a humble guy, and I'm glad we locked him up. He's the highest paid DB in the league. Keyword, highest paid DB in the league. Over a bunch of these other guys that I've talked about more than him, and that's fine. At the end of the day, the guy's humble. He's not a diva. He's not a me-Sean. He's not, he's not about himself. He's about
me-Sean. I love that one, me-Sean.
That's pretty much what I go by because that's what he was back in the day was me-Sean, won the ball and all that. Antoine Winfield Jr. is a guy who is a team player. The teammates love him. He is a true leader in the locker room. And he's so young. He's 25. The guy's got so much football, in the tank, he hasn't really hit his prime, if you ask me. I feel like he's just getting started. Like, I think this coming season, we're going to see a lot more of him, especially with Jordan Whitehead on the other side, watching out his back and all that stuff. He's finally got somebody he can not worry and stress on because he can handle his own, if you ask me, with Jordan Whitehead. But fans should be excited. I mean, Jason Licht's doing what he does best, and that's bring back our own guys, get them paid, get them to the next level we need to be at and be contenders. And that's what I feel like we are right now. We're contenders.
And by the way, Jason Light was on the Loose Cannons last night and talked about how he did make a mistake by letting Antoine Winfield Jr. go the other day,
I mean,
or not the
Whitehead.
other, not the other day, the other year. Yeah, Jordan Whitehead. I'm sorry, my apologies. But Jordan Whitehead obviously won the Super Bowl here. Essential part of that, you know, him, Winfield, Carlton Davis, Jamel Dean, Sean Murphy Bunting, Mike Edwards. We just had an abundance of defensive backs, and J-Lo, it was kind of just the odd man out, sadly. It was Whitehead. Nothing we could really do about it at the time, but shout out to Loose Cannon. Shout out to Jason Light. Jason Light being a man who he is, the man of his word, happily admitting to make a mistake on letting Whitehead go. Thoughts on that comment by Jason Light? I thought that was very interesting. And then the Buccaneers had a release today as well. We'll get into that here shortly. I predicted that on Twitter, and people were calling me names, of course. But J-Lo, thoughts on the Jordan Whitehead comments by General Manager Jason Light on the Loose Cannons podcast?
He's a general manager that's going to own up to his mistakes. You know, he's going to make his mistakes. He's not going to make the best choices at times because it happens. Every general manager goes through it. Even the top dogs, like the Chiefs and everybody else, goes through it. You know, Jason Light, you know, was showing love for Jordan Whitehead because he turned out to be the guy we let get away. And now we got him back, you know, thankfully. Because to me, I feel like Jordan Whitehead learned a lot more going outside the system and going to the Jets. To me, I feel like he got better at safety. Not that he was bad, but you know what I mean? He gained experience to where he was able to come back and get, you know, I think a fair amount for now, like a prove-it type deal. And if he has an all-pro, you know, big-time season, which I feel he's capable of doing, then you give him the bag. We'll see what happens. But I applaud Jason Light for being a man, for one thing, and being professional about it, that it was a mistake letting Jordan Whitehead walk where maybe they could have made an offer to him. But, you know, it is what it is. It's the past. We're the here and now. And now we got Jordan Whitehead back. And he's happy to be back. That's the one thing is that he never wanted to leave. He loved the vibe. He loved the team. And I know he was pretty upset when he didn't get offered a contract to come back. That was probably the biggest thing. I think Light had to swallow his pride and pretty much make it known that he made a mistake, not trying to bring him back, in my opinion.
I agree, J-Lo, and you were always a big advocate of bringing Jordan Whitehead back. I'm not going to lie. At first, I wanted to bring him back, but my theory and thought was, all right, well, we let him walk. Would we want to pay him this time around? Surely enough, we got him on a pretty team-friendly deal, in my opinion. Pops writes in on X, on Twitter, amazing that we signed all our offseason guys and had a great offseason, and still no one expects us to win the division. All I can say about that is, it's trolls, it's media, it's Twitter, it's not only the national media. Tampa media stirs the pot. You already see them stirring the Chris Godwin pot. I guarantee you Godwin's back on another contract next year. They said the same thing about Mike Evans this year. He's going to be to Houston. They said watch for Baker Mayfield to leave. They said back in the day when we brought JPP back on a contract, they said he was gone. They always say Levante David will be gone. Jamel Dean was supposed to be gone. He came back, right? Carlton went to test the market. He came back. I know we ended up trading him, but at the end of the day, a lot of guys are expected to leave Tampa, and they find their way back home, and Jason Light's a big matter of that. You've seen that this offseason, and I think we'll see it again with Chris Godwin. Who we won't see it with, J-Lo, is Patrick Laird, a running back who's been on our practice squad for about 3 seasons now. And I want to reread you a little interaction I had about a week ago on here, J-Lo. So the great Greg Allman from The Athletic, about a week ago, or I'll get the exact date, on 5/12, so 10 days ago, Greg Allman tweets, Bucs are signing a second tryout player from rookie minicamp in Kentucky running back Ramon Jefferson. Worked with Bucs offensive coordinator Liam Cohen at University of Kentucky, had 1,000-yard seasons at Maine and Sam Houston State as well. My reply to Greg Allman was that can't hurt. Familiarity is nice. Plus, Tucker and Laird have improved all that much to even earn practice squad roles at this point, pretty much implying, hey, I think Tucker could be gone. I think Laird could be gone. And it wouldn't shock me. Some troll replies, Laird's a great practice squad guy from all accounts. I actually think he got that position nailed down. Tucker on the hot seat, though. And no disrespect to Greg Allman. Allman even liked that post as well. Hate to toot my own horn, J-Lo, but I think I was right again on that one. So double-edged sword here. Thoughts on the release of Patrick Laird and what that means for guys like rookie Bucky Irvin, UDFA Ramon Jefferson. We re-signed Chase Edmonds. So I think our 1 through 4 pretty much set at this point. And I think that goes Rachaad White, Chase Edmonds, Bucky Irving. I think Irving and Edmonds will switch by mid-year. Then I think that fourth running back will be either Tucker or Ramon Jefferson, and I think the other one will be practice squad bound, Mr. J, though.
At the end of the day, he was a practice squad guy. No disrespect to Laird. I feel like, he was a body in the building. That's just the way it is. That's how this business goes. That's how the way the coaches feel. Ramon Jefferson, familiarity, like you said, with Liam Cohen. He could have a great shot at getting that fourth running back spot. Because to me, Bucky Irving, I was even texting you earlier today. I was watching his highlights again, That's how excited I am for this guy. This guy, I feel, is going to be a huge difference maker being this top duo set with Rachaad White. I feel that they're going to be able to run the ball a lot better with Liam Cohen taking the helm. And adding a Ramon Jefferson, who's familiar with Cohen's system, I think that's a plus. Chase Edmonds, a good vet. If he just stays healthy, I think he could be a big contributor, and you can never have enough running backs in that group, because Rachaad White took on a lot of carries last year, a lot, to where it was like, what, we need another guy to come in there to keep Rachaad White fresh, because if he goes down, then that, to me, that's not good. You cannot risk losing a guy like Rachaad White, who is, I feel, a very underrated back and not really respected in the league, and that is what it is. But back to Patrick Laird, I'm pretty sure he'll get another opportunity with another NFL team next year,
Yeah, we'll see. J-Lo, you a little blipped out there at the end, but I agree with you. Pat Laird might get another chance somewhere, might not. But at the end of the day, I trust Jason Lay. And Chris Cole joining us. What's up, Chris? Whose other GM admits that he makes mistakes? Not a lot of them out there do. Speaking of not a lot of them out there, not a lot of vets out there for voluntary training camp. You see the likes of Mike Evans and other vets, Levante David, Vita Vea, Keith, and then Tristan Wirfs not present as well. And J-Lo cracks me up again. A lot of people making a big deal out of Wirfs, but no one's talking about all the other vets, Keith, Evans, Godwin, and those types that have sat out to this point as well, because it's voluntary. It's not mandatory. You don't have to be there. You can't really blame Tristan Wirfs for sitting out to this point. Thoughts on that, J-Lo? I can't blame him. He'll be there week 1. We're going to have him locked up. I'm all that confident in that. Wirfs ain't going anywhere. He'll be a Buck for life.
Now on the subject, this one Miami fan, whatever, on X, I'm not sure if you heard about it or not. He made some comment. His name was Mike Williams. That's how.
About the trade? Yeah, that was malarkey.
Bogus saying, and then some other fan made a comment saying, "I don't blame him. He's not happy here." I'm like, any real Bucs fan will tell you he loves being here. He's been in the building, like Todd Bowles says. He's been in the building, working out. He's doing what his agents tell him to do. Don't get injured. Don't risk it. Let's just wait it out till mandatory camp comes. And when mandatory comes, we'll know for sure. So, but to me, I don't blame any of these vets. Mike Evans, I think he's earned the privilege of making a decision to show up or not, on my opinion. Levante David was there, but he didn't practice. He was just there for support, It's, like I said, the key word, voluntary. To these other bogus fans out there that want to make up this crap saying, oh, he's not happy here, he hates it here. It's a bunch of BS, and you and I both know it. Real Bucs fans know that Tristan is doing what's best for him right now, which is fine. Go rest, enjoy being a dad to your newborn child. Congratulations. And that's all that matters. If any of the Bucs fan wants to complain about it, then you're not a real Bucs fan. You don't know these players, how much they love being together and playing together. But Tristan Wirfs got to do what's best for him and his camp to stay healthy and get the bag what he deserves, and which I agree with you, he will. I think he'll be the highest paid left tackle. He's going to break the record or whatever, reset the market.
Yeah, and Penny Sewell got a lot of money. I think he outpaces Sewell's contract. I think nothing against Sewell. He's a hell of a player, but I think Wirfs will eventually outpace that. And practicing aside, I'm not really worried about him not being there. And you did a nice job naming some other vets and reasons why they aren't there as well. As Pops has some fun texting to J-Lo, forget to pay his light bill. But no, it was just a flicker of a that's technology, right? That's what happens sometimes nowadays. You try and advance in the world and you move 2 steps back. But quickly, J-Lo, thoughts on Bucs practicing in general? Feels good to have them back talking football. This is how you know we are one step closer. Wirfs aside, because like I said, like you said, not really worried about it. So we're not going to be like a lot of Tampa media or national media and speculate, oh, where's this, where's that? He ain't leaving. Just like Chris said, he ain't leaving his buddy. But thoughts on just the Bucs being back in the building, J-Lo? It does feel great.
It's refreshing. I got my shirt on, I wore it all day today.
Got my hat on.
I'm just saying, I mean, it's refreshing, man. It's making it a lot closer. We're getting closer to August, September football. It passes by really fast, and I'm excited. I mean, just the fact I saw Baker Mayfield working with our first-round pick and Grant Barton snapping him the ball, that was phenomenal. I mean, that just made my day. I'm like, oh my goodness, like it's all coming together. I think they got the guard we brought from Philly. I think they got him next to Grant Barton. I'm not sure. I didn't read it all the way. But the fact that he's there as a leader, going there, working with the new guys, the rookies, Chris Godwin's there. And don't talk about Chris Godwin. He's not a diva. He's not a Michon. He wants to get, he wants to get his bag, of course. But he's going to go cry about it and sit out on the sideline? No. He goes out there and balls out because he loves the football team. So that's why I agree with you that he will get his bag or whatever we can offer to him, and he'll be a Buck next season when it comes to after that. We'll get to that another time. But the fact that they're out there practicing in the heat, for one thing, because it is hot down here in Tampa. It is hot. Just going to Disney World the other day with my daughter was hitting me, bro. So
and as you said, J-Lo, Sua Opeta, the guy we got from Philly, he's been logging in some. He's going to have to adjust to this heat being from Philadelphia. We've seen Donovan McNabb throw up decades back here in Tampa on a hot day. That's when Matt Bryant made that historically long field goal to give us the game. Ben Bredesen, same thing, being from New York, J-Lo, just some hot times. The rookies will have to acclimate to it as well. The McMillans, the Colps of the world, Bucky Irvings, and so much more. Speaking of the rookies, though, J-Lo, one of the funnest things the NFL does in the offseason is the NFL Rookie Premiere, where rookies get invited from each team. They show up, they hang out, they sign autographs for the rookie cards. So when you open cards down the road, it came from the Rookie Premiere. Last year, Trey Palmer got screwed, and I know JC Allen last week said, Bucs draft picks. And, well, yeah, but there's wide receivers drafted after Trey Palmer that got invited. And then same with tight ends last year and Payne Durham. So I think one of those guys should have got invited last year, or Kalijah Kancey, because you do see the top defenders sometimes get invited as well. But neither near her there in between. This year we got 2 invites, and that is Bucky Irvin and our guy McMillan, the rookie wide receiver out of Washington. So thoughts on that, J-Lo? The Bucs rookies getting to experience yet again the NFL Rookie Premiere. That's always fun stuff to me. That's cool stuff. And for you football collectors out there, if you do get cards this year and you happen to get a Bucky Irvin or McMillan, it'll likely have come from the NFL Rookie Premiere.
Oh, yeah, no. And that's another thing. I mean, just seeing them in the Buccaneers uniform, fully padded. Because they say Bucky Irvin's so small, but when you see the guy in a Buccaneers uniform, you get excited for that. It creates hype for the fans to watch their rookies go in there, put the uniform on, to kind of hype up the season. I think it's a good learning curve for some of these young men that need it, to learn, how to manage your funds, how to be respectful to the coaches and run the locker room and all that. Because let me tell you, there's a lot of money greedy players out there, that deserve a payday. Don't get me wrong, They do. But at the same time, with the way they go about it is the big difference. Like that's why I'm happy for a guy like Bucky Irving, Jim and Millen. If they ball out, which I think they will, they won't be like some of these divas around the lead. They'll follow Mike and Chris's lead. Go out there, ball out, earn your money. That's what I like about this whole, rookies coming together, especially the ones in the lower rounds, to go there and learn a little something. I got no problem with that.
I got no problem with that either. And last year, I was like, damn, not that I collect cards anymore, but still, the rookie premiere holds a special place to my heart, knowing what it means for some of these rookies. And I just felt bad that none of those Bucs rookies got that taste last year. And this year, very happy a guy like Bucky Irvin, who could have, again, I think it'll be 6 or 7 weeks into the year until he really gets some touches. But I think he could have a big part. But don't get me wrong, Chase Edmonds and Rashad will dominate to begin. But then McMillan, he could have an integral role down the stretch as well. So both of those guys, they were chatting it up with other rookies, other knowledgeable football minds at the rookie premiere, and they're getting a lot of feedback, knowledge of the game, and so much good stuff over there. And it's always good to have friends around the league, J-Lo. It's always good to be the enemy, but good to be the frenemy as well. And speaking of enemy or frenemy, Graham Barton, he ain't no enemy of the Bay, that's for sure. The big man, first-round pick, the big burly center out of Duke. This guy's built like a house, built like a brick, built like a box of rocks, and it's really incredible stuff. I'm excited for Graham Barton. A lot of the 813 is, a lot of Tampa peeps are, and the Rays are because they already had Mr. Graham Barton out throwing the first pitch, and that's pretty cool stuff, J-Lo, when you do have a baseball team in town. Don't get me wrong, every city's great, every sports city is amazing, but Tampa, what they're building here through Team Tampa Bay is truly special. You see Bucs guys at Rays games, Lightning games all the time, vice versa, and so forth. Pretty cool already seeing a rookie like Graham Barton try and acclimate himself in Team Tampa Bay. I think that goes a long way, not only for the city and the fans, but for the players. And they make relationships, and I think that's very key and integral in having a successful not only career in Tampa but off the field. It's very critical and key as well.
No, I mean you gotta go acclimate in. They did the same thing with Elijah Cansey last year. Get him into the Bay, get him on the first pitch.
Or when we traded for Revis, I remember he threw out the first pitch right after too, way back when.
Oh, yeah, he did too. I mean, it's all about getting him acclimated to the community. We're not just a football team. We actually have a good community over here in the 813, plus going to the 727 over there at the Trop. I mean, that's good they get him acclimated. I mean, I think this kid is going to be pretty enjoyable to watch. I think the fans are going to enjoy his company in person. If you watch Graham Barton, I guess in the rookie video that Dude did for him, he already interacted with Tristan Wirfs, so I feel like it's taller than Tristan Wirfs. So can you imagine his size at center in the middle is going to be amazing. I can't wait to watch. But that's good that the Rays got him out there. I'm pretty sure the Lightning games, when they come back in October, I'm pretty sure they're going to invite some of the rookies in there to come watch a hockey game. Because to me, this is a hockey town as well.
Mm-hmm.
We love our Lightning, and I feel like getting rookie Buck players in there will show how much joyful hockey really is in the city.
Yeah, I agree with that. It is a big hockey town. It's a big football town. The Rays are probably third, but, they're still supported strong. But good to see Team Tampa Bay always on the prowl. As Bud says, Graham Brickwall Barton. He is a brick wall, man, and I wouldn't want to mess with him. Who are you going to mess with on that Bucs line? You're going to go at Wirfs? Nope. You're going to go at Cody Mauch? Nope. You're going to go at Barton? Think better. You're going to go at Kadecki? Nope. You're not going at many of these guys. They're a bunch of big guys. They're strong guys. They're big, burly guys. As our man Neil says, what it do? And whenever Neil's around, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button and hit that notification button as well, and you guys will be notified whenever the Buccaneers go live, whenever it's me, J-Lo, maybe Gene, maybe Kat, or whoever, Stunna, and so much more. Huncho, we got a deep bench here on the Buccaneers, and so do the Bucs. So that's what I'm excited about. Whether it's the Buccaneers or Buccaneers, we have a lot of deep benches in the Bay, Mr. J-Lo. And speaking of the Bay, we have a bear draft going. We have a bear draft on the horizon where the Buccaneers and Buck What You Heard podcast are gathering up beers from the fans for the fans. It's simple. If you're watching the pod, if you're ever on Twitter, email us, tweet us, comment on the pod one of your favorite beers or a beer that you might want to try, and it'll be entered into the 2024 Buccaneers and Buck What You Heard podcast beer draft. And what we will do, all the co-hosts will gather some beer, whatever ones are recommended, and we'll taste test them. J-Lo, do you have one to recommend?
I think I messaged you yesterday or today. It's the Sweetwater 420 beer. They're pretty popular over here in Tampa. I've had it a couple occasions. That'll be something I would throw in there into our little beer choosing what's going to be the Buccaneers official beer.
Yeah, and what do you like about that? And guys, you could recommend any beer. The only rule is it can't be a rare beer because we got to get it on Bucs game day, and when we win, we celebrate with the beer. So we can't have something we got to drive states away for. We got to have it local. But J-Lo, what do you like about that one? And then we'll move on to some other pigskin talk here on the Buccaneers.
It's got a smooth tasting, and of course, back in the day I was 420 friendly, not as much anymore, but I still respect it. I enjoy it. It's a pretty affordable 12-pack of beer for the most part. I feel it'll be a good one to add on there. But if not, I'll go for the other ones. I like getting other recommendations as well for beer when I have it, especially if we win. Go a little Austin 316. Throw the beers down. So. But I feel like it'd be a good one to add in there if fans, are familiar with it, which I think they are down here in 813.
And we just talked about Team Tampa Bay, the 813. Speaking of, the Rays are on. Ryan Pepia is back, and Jose Caballero just hit a 2-run single. For those interested and not being able to listen until after the pod, we appreciate you here. The Rays are on top of Boston, 2-0 in the bottom of the second. Richie Palacio steps up with a man on first against Brian Bellows. So let's go Rays over there. J-Lo, I know we talked a little bit about the Wirfs thing, but to kind of dive in a little more, Todd Bowles was asked about it, and Todd Bowles said, I ain't worried. Just like Wolf of Wall Street says, I ain't fucking leaving. Todd Bowles said, I ain't fucking worried about nothing. Just to reiterate one more time for those concerned, maybe joining late and saying, oh my God, Tristan Wirfs holding out. No, he's not. He's just looking to get paid before he could potentially get hurt. And look at Jensen a couple of years back. He got hurt in camps, and maybe not this early in camp, but that type of stuff does happen. And the last thing you want to do is get injured now and then say Wirfs suffers a real bad injury and he doesn't have money protection down the line. I think this is a smart move for Wirfs, and I'm not worried a minute about his status being available for week 1. I think he's going to be a Buck for years to come. I honestly think him and Winfield are Bucks for life, perhaps, at this point, J-Lo.
3 words about Tristan Wirfs. Hall of Famer. That's the kind of tackle he can be, which I think he will be if he stays healthy. As far as Todd Bowles goes, excuse me, sorry, I got to burp that up. But
hey, that was a 10 out of 10, I think.
Thank you, sir. But Todd Bowles, love him or hate him, he's a really respected coach in the locker room. And I'll listen to him, and I trust him and Jason Light that a deal will come. Don't stress on it. And he talks to him. These players like playing for Bulls. If they didn't like playing for him, they wouldn't have done what they did last year when we were 4-7, and we went on a run to get into the playoffs. So that's what I'm trying to tell you, fans. Give it time. And Todd Bowles, when I believe he said he contacted Tristan Wirfs. He keeps in touch with him and all the other players. Give it time. And plus, the man just had surgery last week, and he showed up at practice trying, being a coach for his team. So for me, that, for Tristan Wirfs, one more time, fans, relax, that are freaking out. And the other fans that want to go out there and throw, he's not happy, or trade proposals, get the fuck out of here. There's no way Jason Light is going to trade away a Hall of Fame talent. Like I said, Hall of Fame talent for anything, you better give me, like Bruce Arians said a few years ago about Tom Brady, give me 5 first-round picks and he's yours. That's the only way I'll give it Tristan Wirfs. I don't even want to do player for player. I want all your first-rounders for the next 5 years.
I love that. I love that. And I remember when BA said that. That was the best, right? 5 first-round picks. They said, what would it take to get Brady? 5 first-round picks. He had no problem answering it that quickly. And I think, if anyone really wanted Wirfs, give me your whole damn roster, your whole damn draft cupboard, and everything. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't effing leaving, as Wolf of Wall Street says. He is not leaving. Speaking of not leaving, we're not leaving quite yet here on the Buccaneers. It's J-Lo Tampa Tones on this hump day, on this Wednesday. Beautiful day. We'll be here for about 10 to 15 more minutes or so. And then who knows? Maybe we'll hop on the Cleve and Me pod, which will air tomorrow. They're in the middle of recording right now. So me and J-Lo could be busy guys. I know we got an email. We'll see if we can make it to that, but we do have the salary cap GM game on the horizon, and there's always a special twist to the salary cap GM game. In one's past, we did Bucs rookies, and one's past, we did Bucs free agents. We just did Bucs defenders, this and that. Today, we're doing modern Bucs, J-Lo, the Bucs real life roster. Modern Bucs could be offense, could be defense, could be anything as long as you're under contract by the Bucs, and we're doing a cheap budget today, and it's going to be a cheap budget because we want to make it very difficult. We want to make it hard on people. We don't like making it easy here on the Buccaneers, or else what's the point of doing the salary cap GM game? So J-Lo, general manager J-Lo, J-Light J-Lo, we'll call you. You have $8 in your pocket to spend as general manager. 8 big ones, $8. Remember, rules of the game. You just can't go over. You could spend 8, you could spend under 8. I don't know why the hell you would. You just can't go over the $8 mark, J-Lo, and I think you're going to be pretty torn here. There's $1 range, $2 range, $3 range, $4 range. Are you ready to hear the price ranges, my friend? Uh-oh, like the final bounce, like The Rock says. He's saying, bring it on, if you smell. And speaking of bring it on, I know a lot of great Bucs podcasts are going on right now, so we do appreciate you guys tuned in to the best one here. I'm kidding, but one of our favorites, the Buccaneers, and we do partner with Buck What You Heard. Gene's out of the building tonight. Cat's done a huncho, Bucko, and the rest of the gang are out as well, but that's a beautiful thing about a deep bench. You always got things to do, peeps to talk to, and that's what J-Lo and I are doing with you guys. So J-Lo, here it goes, $8. Again, you could spend up to 8. You just can't redo, or you can't spend over the 8. And that's pretty much the rules on that. So general manager J-Lo, here we go. $8. The categories go as followed. $4. Tristan Wirfs, Antoine Winfield Jr. They're both $4 a piece. $3. Mike Evans and Vita Vea. I said it wasn't going to be easy. $2. Chris Godwin and Rashad White. And then $1 each, Jamel Dean, Baker Mayfield, Levante David, and Chase McLaughlin. So general manager J-Lo, you could assemble a team. You have $8 as Jason Light. Once again, the tiers go as followed. You can't spend over the 8, but you could spend up to the 8. For $4, you got Wirfs and Winfield. For $3, you got Evans and Vea. For $2, you got Godwin, Rashad White. And for $1, you get Jamel Dean, Baker Mayfield, Chase McLaughlin, and Levante David. I'm handing it over to you, my friend J-Lo. That's why they pay you the big bucks for these tough decisions.
Oh man, I really hate you for this one. But give me Tristan Wirfs at $4. Give me Mike at $3. You can never go wrong with Mike. And then give me Baker Mayfield for $1, right? You said Baker was 1?
Yes, sir.
Give me those 3 right there. I'm going all offense, baby.
You know what I'm doing? I'm building up. So give me Baker for 1. I agree with you there.
Okay.
Give me Jamel Dean for 1. I still have 6 left.
Stonehands, you sure?
Give me Levante for 1.
Okay.
And give me Chase McLaughlin for 1. I think that's a pretty good foundation. And I still have $4 left over. Give me... This is where it gets tough. This is where it gets really tough. You know what? I'm just going to build for depth. Give me Godwin and give me Rashad White. I'm going the depth route. I'm going the bang for your buck route. So, and Bud plays as well. He says Wirfs, Godwin, Baker, Levante. That's a really good one too. I have no problem going that route. So just to reiterate, this was really tough. It's really hard, and we do this stuff because it's a brain blast, a little bit of a brain tease for Bucs fans out there. General Manager J-Lo consumed his team with $8. He spent $4 on Wirfs, $3 on Evans, and $1 on Baker. General Manager Bud commented he spent $4 on Wirfs, 2 on Godwin, 1 on Baker, 1 on Levante. I like that a lot. And then General Manager Tampa Tone spent $1 on Baker, $1 on Jamel Dean, $1 on Levante David, $1 on Chase McLaughlin, $2 on Godwin, and $2 on Rashad White. I know I didn't bring back any of the star power, and I know it sucks losing Wirfs and Winfield, but I did build out the depth, hoping that some of these other O-linemen could fill voids, could fill holes. What do you think about Bud or mine, J-Lo, before we get to our schedule of the Buccaneers upcoming and then the final word down the road?
No, I mean I like Bud's choice. You know, you can never go wrong with Levante David. You know, he's still got a lot in the tank. He's a natural leader, underrated in the locker room, in my opinion, because he does have a voice in that locker room. It's just nobody really talks about it, which is fine. They can just keep that to themselves. We all know what Levante's made of. So shout out to that. Godwin is contract year. Him in the slot under Liam Cohen's offense. I think it's gonna be fun watching Baker delivering the ball to him.
We have breaking news. It's not good for the Tampa Bay Rays. Not to cut you off, but Josh Lowe has exited the game. He just returned for the Rays a couple days ago. Mr. J-Lo, he is on the way out.
Injury prone, it happens. Like I mentioned in a couple other shows, they're average at best. I don't see World Series in their future for a while until that owner really actually either sells a team or actually makes a trade for some real bats in there to help that lineup out. I feel the pitching has been decent, but the bats haven't been really that great. And I think they need a couple key veterans. They need a makeover, like the great J.P. Pearson from his show, Monday through Friday. I agree with him. They need a makeover. It's time to trade off some of this dead weight we got in the lineup, which we'll wait and see. But Josh Lowe, it's unfortunate for him. I feel like he's coming on really strong. He had a great year last year, but he's been battling injuries this year. So hopefully it's not a serious injury. Hopefully something that might be maybe a series or a week out, and we'll see what happens.
And the Bucs have also come to terms with third-round pick Tyke Smith, another rookie under contract now, and the Bucs are doing a great job. And really, you want to get these rookies signed and see what money you have left over to see how you could bolster the fluid roster. It's going to be fluid until week 1. You get that last wave of veteran cuts as well. Speaking of fluid, the Buccaneers stays fluid. Sometime this weekend, you guys will be sure when, but either Thursday, Friday, or Monday, I'm thinking will be another podcast. Not quite sure when, but it'll be led by the great Gene from Buck What You Heard. Hopefully J-Lo and some others could maybe join as well, but we're chiseling out a day and time right now, so be on the lookout for that. And the Buccaneers regular programming will once again return next Wednesday night. I'll be back a week from tonight. I have my last of my Wild May extravaganza coming up this weekend. A couple weeks ago, I was in St. Louis for a bachelor party in UFC. Last week, I was in Houston for Astros games and a bachelor party. This week, can't really share the surprise. I doubt this girl or guy's listening, but I'll keep it under the lip for now. But J-Lo, I'm excited to just be relaxing next week. I can't lie, but I know you and Gene will kill it whenever you guys do go live.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. I mean, it's never the same without you, brother. Like I said, I've learned a lot from you, and I appreciate the opportunity to come on and talk Buck football, man.
Yeah, and Gene was going to make an appearance tonight, but some stuff happens in life, and he couldn't make it, so he will be running the show with the great J-Lo, hopefully sometime this weekend here on the Buccaneers, and that'll pretty much take us down to our final word, damn near, is the Buccaneers likes to stay consistent, but we don't like to waste your time. If we think it's, running out of content, we'll do just that. Just kidding. We never run out of content. But I got places to be. I got things to do. I got things to pack. Emod's in the building. Says UFC. That's great. Olive's in the building. Hey, fellas. That's awesome. Bud says Gene was scared to lose that belt.
Ooh, shade. I love it.
What is Gene fumbling the 24/7 title? Maybe is that what he's gonna lose, the belt there? Or J-Lo, would you join or would you challenge Gene to a 24/7 title match? Maybe.
Oh yeah, man. I'm one of those ones. I don't come to face to face. I come up from behind and just attack from behind. Get the referee. 1, 2, 3, boom. 24/7 champ, baby.
Count the pin. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Ring the damn bell. So, yeah, that'll be that. And speaking of that'll be that. Final word time. I know we got a lot joining now, but you guys could always catch the replay on Apple, Spotify, Google, and more. And hang with us for a couple more minutes as we're still live here on the Buccaneers for our final word. J-Lo, what's your final word, brother, as we log off?
Final word is enjoy living that good life, Tones. Enjoy living that good life, bachelor party. I know your liver and kidneys probably beating the hell out of you right now, but hey, I like it, man. Hey, when football season comes, we're going to have a lot of fun shows coming up, folks. Trust me. We just came through the late off-season right now, but once training camp comes, be ready, fans. It's going to be a fun season coming.
Going to be a lot of fun, real fun here, just like we had today on the Buccaneers. J-Lo and Tampa Tones with the blast. And like I said, Gene will be leading a show this weekend, date and time to be announced. Hopefully get the great J-Lo in the house as well. But my final word is this. Bucs football is coming before you know it. Schedules are out. Get your games planned. I know mine already, J-Lo. I'm going to preseason with the Bengals. Then I'm going to regular season Eagles, Chiefs, and Raiders. And maybe, and Thursday night against the Falcons as well. So I know you'll be joining by I'm going to the ATL for Don's birthday, so that'll be awesome. And I'm sure you'll chisel yours out as well. And I know you'll be coming to the Raiders game for sure. As Bud says, play hard, rest easy. You too, my friend. Have a great hump day. J-Lo, have a great hump day. I'll be talking to you, brother. 3, 2, 1. Fire the damn cannons. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. It's been another awesome episode. J-Lo, Tampa Tones here. Be on the lookout for a date and time this weekend. Hopefully, Gene and the rest of the guys can come at you live, just like Bucky Irvin around the corner. Touchdown, Bucky. Touchdown, Bucky. Bucs win. Bucs win. Touchdown, Bucky. J-Lo, it's been awesome, and I'll see you maybe on Cleve and me, but don't feel obligated, but I'll see you soon, brother.
Sounds good, brother. Go Bucs, man.
Go Bucs, go Rays, go everybody. See you later, brother. And that's a great J-Lo. And we're out of the building on the Buccaneers here. Until next time. Stay easy, fire the damn cannons, and go Bucs. Game on Sunday, man. I know you're nervous for the Rams, but you got to be a little enthusiastic after being there.
Bro, that game atmosphere was ridiculous. The energy, the electricity. That place was rocking. Anyone was there, and a lot of the Super Buck fans were there too. The Bud.
Tampa Tones. We are joined by lead goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron show of WDAE, Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little clear. But we're joined by Pat Donovan.
It looks like Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.
It does